Tubular.
We are streaming, and I think we're live. So we're good to go.
Is the stream broken?
Oh, before I forget, each of you guys talk, will you?
Really?
Brian can't talk.
All right, cool. You're all registering, so we're good. Let's launch into it. Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we play Call of Cthulhu, a horror role-playing game based upon the fictional works of H.P. Lovecraft. Your investigators of the unknown are Matt as Private Detective Dan Williams.
Why don't any of these books have pictures in them?
Gabe as Special Agent Roy Arroyo.
Oh God, I thought Jack was annoying.
And Brian as Dr. Hubert Pretorius Loveland.
Ha.
All right, welcome players. Let's begin by checking the mailbag for any letters from beyond. Rustle, rustle, sound of letters. On Facebook, special thanks to Brittany Davis, Daniel Ivey, Samuel Silas, Maximus. That's actually one thing. Let me start that one over. Special thanks to Brittany Davis, Daniel Ivey, Samuel Silas Maximus Garlis, Tucker Williamson, and especially Keith Mago of Rolling Boxcars for their likes, follows, and support. Facebooking. And on Reddit, we got a nice little note from Naiad Naturalist. He or she says, I'll just say they say, I am anxious for your Patreon to get started. I would love to be able to help you guys out. I had an idea for a perk. For those donating a lot each month, maybe $100, they could name a random NPC. Not necessarily a key one, but maybe you walk into a dollar store and a clerk stands behind the register with a name tag saying Naiad. So it'd be up to the players to decide whether an interaction is necessary. Love you guys.
I will murder any NPC that is named by a fan, no matter what.
Ooh, for $100 a month. Sure, why not? So thank you, Naiad Naturalist. That's a great idea. And we do have some Patreon ideas like that in store. We hope to launch that here pretty soon. And probably by the time you listen to this, we've already included a bumper for the Patreon. So anyways. And lastly, on Twitter, everyone should know that the winner of our Monster Breakfast cereal was unsurprisingly Count Chocula.
Yeah, that's fucking right. Yeah. Blueberry sucks.
I'm really surprised Urkel O's didn't go anywhere.
I was really pulling for Urkel O's. Yeah, I think those would have been great. And at Arcade Sanctuary sent us a little note. It says, just finished episode 48 on YouTube. I usually wait until episodes are out on Podbean, but after re-listening to the finale of Hell House, I needed to hear what happened after everyone went back to Arkham. So there you have it, and the player reactions are just phenomenal.
I'm just. Why would you want to look at that face right there? That one. Why?
Don't say bad things about Brian.
Yeah,
I mean, I can say all the bad things I want because he can't really talk back right now.
Yeah, so keep in mind if you are watching us on YouTube, that's awesome. But this is a very much more loose form of the play sessions that you'll get on the podcast. So watch us on YouTube and then listen to the shortened versions on the with all the crap cut out. Listen to us.
Don't talk about Brian's bits like that.
Bits is bits. Also on Twitter, we'd like to say special thanks to @TorchlightCMH, @Strangerlands, and @DM_Modoc for their #Follow Friday inclusions. It's nice to be loved.
Thank you.
Does anybody know what time it is?
Was it time to pay the bills?
You are absolutely correct. Let's take a quick commercial break.
I'm learning.
And we're back. The machine is sentient. It's learning.
And it's demonetizing every single video on YouTube in the process.
Don't say
#adpocalypse. Am I right?
Demonetizing? Is that
I only demonetize videos that are important for certain causes, so I'm a YouTube hero level 100. I don't need this.
I support
Guess what?
any just
Lovecraft
becauses.
demonetized.
Demonetized. Out, Satan. Now, dear investigators, we continue. Chapter 6. The Big Uneasy. Previously on the Lovecraft Tapes. Jack Whiteside is rushed off to Tulane Medical Center, where he'll recuperate from a shotgun blast to his face, having been rescued by none other than Dr. Hubert Pretorius Loveland, who luckily had been driving by in the dead of morning when the investigators were attacked while en route to LaPlace, Louisiana. Or is it LaPlace? I don't know. The good doctor gives Roy and Dan a lift to the Riverlands Hotel, where he is staying, a dilapidated structure that once was a golf resort, now being run by Igor Longupi, a greasy older gentleman who resembles a toad more than a man. The newly formed trio decide to strike out in the morning to discover more about a local cult called the Glatmanites. Florian LeBlanc, the local librarian, provides them with plenty of material, but their efforts prove fruitless. Just as they are packing up the research materials, Roy is overcome with a strange weakness and a sudden vision of the sketch he drew, a churchyard cemetery, before he passes out face first onto the library floor. So as Roy face plants into the carpet, Florian LeBlanc rushes over to the group. He's like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Mr. Williams, help your friend."
Yeah. You okay, Roy? I could kick him a
No.
little, see if he...
He's completely passed out.
Oh my.
Well, that's a problem.
You boys tend to hint. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna rustle up an ambulance. I'm gonna call somebody. And he races back to the front desk.
I'm gonna kind of roll him over so he's at least facing up and not, face down.
As you do so, why don't you go ahead and give me a spot hidden, please?
That way, if he vomits, he'll choke on it and die. I needed a 68. I rolled a 58. That is a success.
As Dan prepares to roll Roy's limp body over, he notices two little dark spots on the back of his neck. They're about 1.5 inches apart. And as Dan notices these two little dots, Dr. Hubert Pretorius Loveland also notices them. And I'm going to need a little whisper time with my brother Brian and Hubert. So we'll be
That's
back
all he
shortly,
can do is
boys.
whisper. So,
All right, it's just you and me, baby.
Okay.
So, what you see is what looks like a snake bite on the back of his neck, but you also you know that this will look like a snake bite to anybody else, including Dan. Okay, but you know that this is something quite different. This is a sign of Roy is cursed somehow. A curse has been cast upon him by the Glatmanites. All the research you've been doing down here points toward a what do you call it? Not a ritual that the Glatmanites have used for centuries to curse somebody. You're not sure why he's cursed. All you know is that these two dots will grow over time. And you know that if these guys find this out, then your cover's blown. Right? You have your little secret stuff that you're doing. And so what you need to do is make sure that Dan thinks that this is a snake bite.
Snake bite.
And you need to cover it up. And
Can I cure him myself without them knowing?
no. He is cursed. You're going to need to complete your mission in order to have any chance of lifting the curse. But chances are, now that
Where's the hippie coming?
time is of the essence. You need to find the Glatmanites or Roy is going to die. He's going to continue being sapped of strength day after day after day until he's dead. Okay. That's
how
what
many days?
But this is not something that you're going to be sharing with them.
Do I know how many days?
You're not quite sure, but this is the beginning. He's been cursed 2 days now.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Probably.
All right.
Who cares?
So we are back.
Here, stop talking about it.
So Dan is looking at these 2 dots on the back of Roy's neck.
I didn't know Roy had tattoos.
What could that be?
Maybe he was in a fraternity or something. I really don't know. You really think in a town like this the ambulances would come quicker, considering there's nothing happening. Then again, the ambulance could be 2 guys on a stretcher yelling "wee woo" as they run through the streets. So what do I know?
All right, I'm gonna step in and just smack his cheeks, try to wake him up.
Wrong set of cheeks, Doc.
Okay. Give me another minute here with Brian. You missed something there, buddy.
Oh.
You're supposed to rush in and cover up the wound so that no one knows that it's not a snake
see it. Oh, I thought you said that they would see it.
You need to be a doctor and come in and say, "Oh, those are snake bites." Blah blah blah.
On the back of his neck, right?
Yeah.
I'll lead the slap into a head turn of Roy and see him.
Yeah, just describe what you're doing.
Okay.
Once we're back.
You go left.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we can still see you, dumbasses.
Damn it.
All right, so I go in to smack Roy in the face a bit, and it turns his head, and Danny, come here. Look at this. There's a snake bite on his neck.
Snake bite? When did that happen?
Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about when you went on about tattoos. These are snake bites.
Oh, it just looked like 2 little dots.
Oh, we have to get this taken care of as soon as possible.
I guess there isn't really a way to tell what kind of snake it was, or if it was poisonous, or
no.
Should somebody start sucking out the venom or something?
To know that. Yeah, you can suck it out if you'd like to.
There are a lot of venomous snakes around Louisiana. I'm not really familiar with the area.
There are several varieties.
That's not good. I wonder. So, get this. Before we came here, you remember the guy who didn't have a face that you rescued on the side of the road?
Yes.
His name was Jack, and before we came down here to Louisiana, he told us that he went home one night and he found a snake in his bed.
Not in his boot?
No. That was the little cowboy. I'd go farther, but I'm afraid of getting copyright strike. Sorry. Maybe it was. I don't know. He didn't say what kind of snake it was, though. Either that, or I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, so we should definitely get this taken care of so he can recuperate quickly.
Yeah.
Or not. We could leave him in the library. I don't care.
And we'll just prop him up. We'll get him like a hat or something over his eyes. It'll just look like he's sleeping.
You ever seen that movie called Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
I think we should Weekend at Bernie's.
As you guys are discussing this, Roy starts to come to.
Quick, hit him with a lamp.
I'm coming too.
Ew, gross.
Nobody else, so it's just you.
Two with two O's, just so you know.
And Florian rushes back from the front desk. He's like, he's up. Are you okay, Mr. Royal?
No. I just passed out and I don't know what's going on, so.
It looks like you got a snake bite.
The ambulance is on the way, but your color's starting to look pretty good there. Thank you, doctor, for patching him up.
No problem.
I heard you say snake bite?
Right on his neck.
Oh, that's very strange.
Do you usually get snakes in this area? Like,
this is Louisiana. We get all kinds of snakes.
do any of them ever find their way into the library? Like, do you have like a snake
there's no
door?
snakes around here. No, I mean this is town, you know. What would you say, Doctor? Was that did that happen recently, or was it?
It could have happened after the accident, for sure. Being out of the vehicle
Oh, okay.
in the tall grass.
You say you was in some sort of accident?
Yeah,
It was more of an on purpose.
we ran into some not so friendly locals on our drive here from the airport.
Oh my! When was this?
This was
I'm trying to think.
more
Would
than
that
a
be
day
yesterday
ago.
at this point, or are we like?
More than a day ago.
Are we more? I'm trying to think.
One
what,
night,
a day or
one
two at
night
this
in
point?
the hotel. One night in the hotel, not even a night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when we don't play for 10 days.
Hey,
I'm like,
idiots. Can you get me a mirror so I can check this out?
Sure, I don't have one.
hey Roy, there's this really great invention on your phone called a forward-facing camera. You use it to take selfies. You can use that to look at yourself.
I don't think his flip phone has that.
Apparently, he was incredibly offended by my selfie reference, and so he
Or he
left.
turned on his other camera. Which very well could be.
Oh, nope. He was live TV.
Live TV. Danny, why don't you get your camera out and take a picture for him, since he doesn't know exactly where on his neck it is.
Fine. I'm gonna pull my phone out.
I know
and,
it's
All
very
right, hang on a
tough
sec.
work.
We'll take a quick pause here while Gabe reconnects. And I'll whisper to my brother. Keep in mind, you're not supposed to encourage them to look at this.
Oh well, it's
Right?
too late now.
You gotta try to get them away from it.
It's too late now.
Right? No, it's not. You gotta do your business.
They don't know.
If they
any
find
hidden-
out about this, then your cover's blown.
He's asking questions. Yeah,
Now?
there you
yeah.
go. There you are.
Okay, that was
All right, fine. Back to whispering.
I'm just gonna say that it's.
Just
Oh,
you know,
I
just,
know. That's just a brown snake. It's fine. It'll heal over in a couple
exactly,
hours.
and then get it patched up so they can't look at it.
All right. Yeah.
Right,
I get
okay.
it.
I have a
Right.
forward-facing camera. 'cause
Yeah.
I
All right,
use
we're
a
back.
phone.
All right, Roy, get over here. I'm gonna get you fixed up so we can keep moving.
Hold on, I gotta
it away.
try
I don't
and
wanna
be
see
the
it.
hero and diagnose my own snake bite.
Well, let me take a peek at it and see if I can tell by the distance of the bites.
I have background in quotes natural world.
Nice. Go ahead and make me roll.
Okay.
Why would you roll?
Oh, I did a 60. I got a 4. That's an extreme success.
Gabe, it looks, or Gabe, Roy, it looks to you as if this isn't even a snake bite. It looks like just two discolored dots on the back of your neck.
You freaking idiots. This isn't even a snake bite. It's like mosquito bites max.
Oh, so that must not be it then. What else would cause you to pass out? Did you eat? Did you not eat today? Did you buy the screen doors with the lead built in?
I think you know I did.
All right. Well, you're not supposed to lick them. Remember?
I do what I want. You're not my mom's.
No, not since the incident.
So, Roy, you start to feel strength returning, and Florian is looking at you with a bit of surprise. He thought maybe you were a goner. And he's like pointing back towards the door. He's like, "Do you want to see the ambulance techs? Do you want to see him or?"
I'll see him, but don't ever count out an Arroyo.
Oh, I guess not. All right, Mr. Roy. I'll run out and get him real quick there. I hear him pulling up now. And within a couple minutes, as they walk into the door, the techs, you're back on your feet. And you're feeling back to normal. Yeah. Are you the person who passed out?
Yeah, I did, but I'm feeling better now. I don't know what's going on.
All right. Well,
My life
do you
is
mind
a
if we just take
disaster.
some stats, take some blood
Yeah.
pressure and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be really scared when you see how insanely terrible my blood pressure is, but beyond that,
Are you on any medication right now, Mr. Arroyo?
legally, no.
Good answer. Good answer. All right. Well, yeah, you seem pretty normal. I mean, all your stats check out. They're fine. How long have you been? Has this happened to you before?
Well, I've gotten like hazy and crap like that, but I think this is the worst one out of them all.
Okay. Well, all I can say is you seem to be in really good health. So just take it easy. Maybe watch your blood sugar. Don't eat too much blueberry. That could really
Don't
come
worry
back to
about
haunt
that. So, are you telling me that passing out like this is good for your health?
No,
Is
absolutely
this a new
not.
bad diet that I can start?
I mean, you get a little bit of carpet scrape on your nose too. So that's kind of, that's kind of smart.
Carpet burn.
Carpet burn on your
I
nose.
mean-
How'd that happen?
Don't worry about it. All this stuff's going on over. This is Louisiana.
All right. Well, here's our card. So if anything happens again, give us a call. We're just a couple blocks away. And how long are you going to be in LaPlace?
As long as it takes.
Ooh, good answer. All right. Well, take it easy and see you later, Mr. LeBlanc. Yes, you boys have a good day now.
Oh.
All right. Well, you boys must be getting kind of tired. I mean, all that 3 hours of studying and with absolutely no result. I mean, that's got to be like, no wonder he passed out. Maybe you guys should go get some lunch or something.
Can you please just tell us how to open the books? Please.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to be down at the other library. These are all just
Wait, there's
fake
a second
books.
library we can go and waste 3 hours at?
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. You can drive back into New Orleans, and there's a couple libraries over there.
Let's go.
But I certainly wouldn't recommend it. There's many
Well.
snakes on the way.
Let's go get something to eat so Brian doesn't pass out again.
I
Before
want
we
to pass
go,
out.
Yes.
do you happen to know if
here's your
there?
IDs. Here's your IDs.
Oh, thanks. Do you happen to know if there are like any local tour guides or anything that could take us through the swamps?
Ooh, no, I don't. I know there's one young lady. What's her name? Rosita Henry, and she's a bit of a weirdo. I've heard that she's actually tumbled a few folks out in the swamps and taken their money.
I hate her.
Okay.
So I would definitely avoid her.
This seems like the exact kind of situation that I should ignore all advice and go into head on.
Well,
like
I'm
your
just
thinking.
saying, I think she's a bit of a character, and you're taking your safety in your own hands. Now I know,
I'll certainly
you,
consider
doctor, have been utilizing her services for a little while now, a couple weeks, if I understand correctly. Maybe you can let these boys know whether or not she's worth it.
Well, it's really hard to say. It's been hit and miss. Be honest with you.
All right,
What was
so
her
you
last
see,
name
boys?
again? Just
I don't think it's we should rule it out.
All right.
Why is he
well,
turning into
what was
Herbert?
Rosita's last name again? I'm sorry, I'm just
Henry?
bad with names. Okay, thank you. Okay, so
And she
what do you
she
say
runs
we,
the swamp tours just up the way, a little north of here.
okay, cool. So what do we say we go grab something to eat, and then we can go stop by, and the doc here can maybe work his relationship with Rosita and see if she doesn't mind taking us out to those swamps.
That's an awful lot to say.
I mean, we're going to have to start looking into these cult people anyway. I mean, I don't know much about the girls in tights that live out in that swamp, but it seems like they might have something to do with this.
I don't mind that.
Look, I watched 2 episodes of True Detective, so I think I got this down. So let's go eat somewhere that isn't crap. Then we'll go and we'll meet with that chick, and then I don't know, we'll see if it gets crazy or something like that.
All right.
Sounds good.
So let's go ahead and move on to. We'll do back to our LaPlace map. Bink. There you guys are. And as you can see, there is Cajun Pride Swamp Tours up to the north east there. Give you a little ping. So basically just up 51. You guys are down here at the library and whatnot. I'm trying to think. I've got my handy dandy. Yep. So the library is actually down here. So there is you heard from the locals that there is a little fish shack just down the way. Actually, you'll see there's a little lake right here to the south next to the library. There's a small little fish shack there called Billy's Big Bass and whatnot.
The sign is 43 feet wide.
Billy's Big Bass.
Bass what?
Where you can get some fresh fish. And
Sounds good to me.
I could go for a fish fry and some Earl Grey tea.
And of course, Billy is manning the fish shack. He's like, well, how y'all doing?
Holy shit, you're
Welcome
a
to
character.
Billy's.
I like your sign. I like your sign.
You have quite the different accent from everyone else around here.
Well, I appreciate that. Cute. You guys want some bass or what you want?
Take
What's
whatever you got fresh today.
Oh,
What's
we
your
got some.
special?
I got some catfish up in here.
Oh, man.
Ooh, it's good.
Nothing like a
what's a
good
catfish?
catfish fillet.
Now, what I do, I don't fillet them. I
Tartar sauce.
serve them whole, sir. I serve them whole.
Oh.
And when I say that, I mean I make a little hole, and I stuff some rice and some grape leaves, and then I put them on the grill, and I put me some blackened spices on there. It's nice and spicy.
Well, I got a proposition for you. Have you ever thought of putting taco meat, cheese, lettuce, and tomatoes inside your fish and then cooking them?
Oh, I never
Sir,
had a
I'm going to have to
catfish.
ask you to leave. And he shuts the snack.
Great, now I'm gonna pass out for sure.
Well, I apologize for my friend here.
It was closed.
There's no noise behind the closed partition now.
Idiot.
I have driven 3,000 miles to eat your famous catfish, sir. Please
All right.
reopen.
Give me a persuasion roll.
I
Please
mean,
take
I just
my
assumed everybody
persuasion
loved
roll.
taco fish.
I hope he fails. I have a better plan.
That is Opie
You
fail.
cannot shoot him.
That's
think
not
I
my
got this
plan, though.
locked
That's a
now.
good plan. I like that plan.
I needed a 10 and I got a 50.
All right, guys. Well,
I'm going to
I
spend
might
my
not be
luck.
able to shoot Billy, but you know what we can shoot?
Are you going to shoot the sign?
No, we're by the swamp. And you know what tastes just like chicken?
Children.
Everything.
Alligators.
Humans.
Human beings.
Long pig.
Long
You want to
pig.
go gator hunting
I do want to go gator
with your
hunting.
service pistol.
Yes. Let's
But
do
they
it.
register every shot that's fired out.
So
Yeah,
as,
we're suspended, idiot.
As Dr.
Oh, you
Pretorius fails at his attempt to coax Billy to open the shack back, you hear a voice behind you says, oh, no, don't tell me Billy's closed today.
He got really, annoying and then just shut down. So,
Oh. And you turn around, you see an old man who looks like... if I can
Me.
actually pull it up here. Show the players.
Yay!
Well, the oatmeal I had this morning it's all gone on my belly. I just need a little bit of that catfish I heard about, but now he's gone and closed.
You can thank this genius over here with the no voice.
Well, how you doing? My name's Edgar Goddard. How you doing, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you.
Yep. Good to meet you.
Yeah, you.
Tell him your name, Roy.
Not Roy.
Oh, it's Roy.
The gentleman who was responsible for closing this here shack.
Oh, that would be Dan.
No, my name is Royo Royo.
Well, how you doing, Mr. Dan? What brings you to LaPlace?
Always wanted to make a trip down to Louisiana. Here it's a really great place.
It isn't. It sucks here.
It certainly can be. I don't remember you folks coming by the travel center.
Well, we ran into a little bit of trouble on our way here and had to take a bit more of a direct route.
And when was that exactly?
What, last night?
So was it
I
last
see
night?
that by that bump on your head. Yeah, you must have trouble recalling, so I won't press you too much on that.
Mr. Arroyo.
Let's see what we got
Oh.
here is it's not all dog. It's something trying to imitate dogs. Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, if were you boys looking to get something to eat?
Very hungry.
All right.
I have
well,
it covered. Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you what, I do have some oatmeal back at the travel center if you want some.
Only if it's Quaker.
Quaker's the best. It does kind of hurt my diabetes, though,
Hashtag sponsor us, Quaker Oatmeal.
Hashtag not so
Unless you have diabetes.
Whoa.
Well, you guys want to come up or not?
Diabetes. Thank you.
Yeah,
very
I think
much.
we should
Well,
go.
get your
Let's
ass
see
in the
what we
car and
can
let's
find
go.
out. All right.
What about the rest of me?
Oh
Nope.
my god.
Oh,
I'm only interested in this fleshy butt.
Why do we never get to take obscene amounts of time to do what I want to do?
All right, but yeah, Mr. Roy, why don't you ride with me? We'll let these guys follow.
Oh my.
Okay,
Hop on in.
that's fine.
It's just a couple minutes up the road. Ain't no big deal. So, Mr. Roy, what brings you around these spots?
Oh, well, so my friend was trying to get us killed, so he set up this elaborate thing with some cult, and we were going to come down here
A cult.
to investigate, but it backfired. Some hillbillies killed him. So
All right, well, that's quite a tale. What's this about a cult?
there's some snake worshippers that attacked me or attacked the guy who got killed, I guess. I mean, I assume that was part of the ploy. And also, I've been drawing some pictures of this graveyard that's down here. And also,
Really?
there was some dots on my neck that people thought were
a whole lot of
snake.
shit you got going on there. It makes no lick of sense. Well,
There were some dots on my neck.
Tell me a little bit more about this church.
Oh, well, I've been going a bit crazy probably because I've been telling people I'm not on meds, but I'm supposed to be on meds. So I've been blacking out and or waking up, and I have drawn this a church with a graveyard, and there's sometimes people in the window and sometimes there isn't.
Ooh, what the hell? Well, you wouldn't happen to have it with you, would you?
Do I have it with? I have it. Yeah, I have a picture. I was told that it's here in LaPlace.
All right. Well, let's go on to the
Please
travel
show
center.
him the picture while I'm driving.
We're here in the travel center. It was only a couple minutes, so why don't you come on in? We can talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
Dan and Dr. Pretorius, Dr. Loveland, pull in behind, and he takes you guys into the travel center. It's just your standard travel thing where it's got the bathrooms and a bunch of brochures for local attractions, that sort of thing. Then he takes you to a little back office where he has a pretty nice kitchen set up, actually. And it appears that he has enough pots and pans to rotate out and have oatmeal cooking at any time of the day. So he has several batches going, and you can see lots of different ingredients. There's maple syrup, there's dried strawberries, there's all kinds of stuff. Blueberries too. There's lots of blueberries. No chocolate.
I thought you said Blu-rays.
Blu-rays.
But are there any
There's a bunch of Blu-rays that are all John Carpenter's The Thing. And he's like, well, have a seat. I'll dish us up some of this here oatmeal. So,
guys,
let me take a look at that picture, if you don't mind.
I'll hand him the picture.
All right. He goes back to stirring a pot and is looking at the picture while you guys sit at the table.
I've been working this guy, dudes. He doesn't know what's coming.
Just don't try and shoot him, okay?
He might try some funny business. We'll see.
Try and shoot him. What do you mean?
You don't get it. You're new and stupid. What? We got a lot going on here.
Is it mainly about Blueberry?
No, I mean, he has blueberries, and that offends my sensibilities. But we'll see. He seems fine since he let me ride shotgun.
Oh.
Shotgun. Well, here you guys, here boys go. Where's some nice hot steaming bowls of oatmeal? Nothing better on a hot day. You guys want some coffee with this?
Yes, please.
I got some sweet tea if you'd prefer.
I'll take some coffee, please.
All right, coffee.
Coffee
I'll have
is
a
good
coffee.
for me.
All right, here we go. So, Mr. Royal, this is a most peculiar drawing. You say you did this yourself?
I think I did, but I mean, I have a lot of kids, and they could have slipped it into my hands.
Huh. Well, see, what we got here is it's not a church exactly. It's like something trying to become a church.
That's spooky.
Sorry, guys, that's a thing reference. Maybe someone out there got it, but well, I tell you what, this is it's not exact. I mean, your style is pretty rough, but I'd be willing to bet that this is the old LaPlace Memorial Cemetery.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but you're obviously not from around these parts. How did you even know about this? It hasn't been used for decades.
GeoGuessr.
I'm a pretty smart guy.
Well,
And I know
you
I have
must be.
like a very random patchwork of knowledge. So some things I just know, even though I don't know how I know them. Ask me who designed Mount Rushmore.
Okay, Google. Who designed Mount Rushmore?
I don't know, but ask me what 2 + 2 is.
Okay, Google. What's 2 + 2?
It's 4. See, I know things that the average person doesn't know. So that's probably how I knew about this place.
That's true. Well, it's kind of odd because I'm not even sure where this place is. I've only heard about it in textbooks. I know it's up towards the swamps a bit. I think they had to actually relocate a lot of that because of the swamp encroaching back in the day. I think it was back in the 80s.
And you call yourself a
In the
travel
1880s?
curator?
While Roy is chatting with him about the drawing, I'm going to take my bowl of oatmeal, my coffee over to one of the stands holding all the pamphlets, and I just want to leaf through and pick through them and see if there's anything interesting
Okay, cool.
that might be helpful for us.
All right, why don't you go ahead and give me a library roll. Libraries. I think it'd be appropriate.
I needed a 26, and I rolled a 14.
Nicely done.
I can't find books, but damn if I don't know my pamphlets.
Exactly.
They've got pictures.
Exactly. See what happens when you put pictures and stuff? It
All
works.
right. We'll get to you here in just a minute. We'll finish up with Roy and Edgar, right? That's his name, Edgar. Well, that's quite unusual that you would end up sketching this thing. Now, what did you say about a couple dots on your neck?
Oh, so these idiots thought they were snake bites, but I had like a very severe pass out that no one seems to be that concerned about. And when they were inspecting my dead body, because that's the only time I can get attention, they found these 2 dots that they assumed were snake bites. But me being the genius that I am, I could identify that they were just 2 dots.
You say they're on the back of your neck?
Yeah. However, I will say that it is strange that they idiots thought they were snake bites, considering this cult that I told you vaguely a little bit about seems to like their snakes.
Yeah. Well, this concerns me greatly.
Would you mind if I took and garlic?
Oh, there we go. We lost Gabe.
Oh my! It looks like the cult got to him.
All right, so we can switch over to Dan real quick. So you're flipping through the brochures, and obviously the first thing that catches your eye is the very rough and ill-designed pamphlet for swamp tours. It's called Rosita Swamp Tours. Pretty simple.
I'm hitting terrible luck tonight.
That's okay. We're finishing up with Dan here real quick.
Okay.
And it's basically this large woman in cutoff jeans and a wife beater, for lack of a better word. None too pristine, a little bit stained with sweat and so forth. And she's grinning ear to ear. And under one arm, she has an alligator that she's clearly wrestled for the photo. And she's giving a big thumbs up with the other hand. And she's standing inside of a skiff, a boat, surrounded by swamp. And there's a phone number there and some directions that are very pristine. And, obviously, just go on up from the travel center, up 31 or 51 rather. Okay. So that's what you find out there. You also find, with your excellent roll, there is a very faded pamphlet, like hidden behind some other ones, and the text is all completely faded out, so you can just barely make out any of the words, but the photo that is there looks very, very similar to the church that Roy Arroyo had sketched. You can't say for 100% sure that it's the same, but it looks damn close. The structure is very close. All right, so that's what you find out, and now we'll switch back to Roy and Edgar. And Edgar says, you mind if I take a gander at those dots on your neck?
I mean, that's a little weird since we just met, but I'll let you.
I know, just you tell quite a tale there, and, I want to make sure they aren't snake bites because, I'm from these parts and I would know.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
You can take a peeps.
So he turns you around and just, very carefully takes your collar down a bit. And there goes Gabe again. Quit moving your head. Of course, he whipped around just in time to see the killer behind him.
He needs a camera. He needs a camera.
What's that mean?
He needs a camera.
What's wrong with this camera?
It's built into the laptop.
It's not that. It's my internet keeps like.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's fine. Okay, so he lowers your collar very carefully and inspects it. He just sort of looks at it. He doesn't touch the back of your neck, but he's just sort of looking at it with curiosity. He just gives you a couple, and he sort of
be gentle.
He with his left hand he has the collar down, and with his right hand he reaches out and grabs a spoonful of oatmeal, takes a bite.
Here comes the choo-choo train. Open up into the tunnel.
And when did you say this happened?
Oh, well, earlier when I passed out, it could have happened before that, but when I came to-ish, they noticed. Or they noticed before. That was a while ago.
Well,
and I was passed out. I'm
going to tell you a weird story. It was a night like this. The pirates over Coven Bay. No, I don't fucking remember. That was a Fog reference. I'm going with all jerk references tonight. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you sit down, Mr. Arroyo? Thank you for letting me take a peek at that. But it's very weird. I hear a lot of tales here at the old Pilot Travel Center. Pilot is the gas station, I guess. But I get all kinds of truck drivers through here and all kinds of tourists. And, lately, it sounds like across the river to the south of LaPlace, there have been some missing bodies dug up from St. John the Baptist Cemetery over just the last few months. Now, I wouldn't ordinarily say anything about this, but you're talking about cults. That makes me think of grave robbing, that sort of thing. And what's even weirder is, okay, I'll tell you, there was a guy who was a handyman. He came around here, and he was kind of a homeless guy. That's how Brian can't talk anymore. But he'd do odd jobs. We'd keep him in business. He's just kind of, all the locals had a little something here for him to do, and he kept coming around, and he was fine. And just before he went missing, I remember he reported back to the doctor that he had a couple odd, like a snake bite on the back of his neck. Now, here's what's even weirder. So they found him a couple weeks later dead in a ditch. They said it was like exposure or something. And, of course, they buried him out down south there in St. John. They've got more plots, and we don't have hardly anything around these parts now that the memorial gardens closed up back in the 80s. But then he was among the first few bodies that ended up missing. They just found his grave was disturbed, and there was nothing left in there, and clearly someone had taken the body because it was just hollowed out. Now, he was found again over here on the north side of the river, just down off Airline Highway, and he had a weird tattoo on the back of his neck.
Hold on a second. I'm going to pull up my phone and pull up the picture of the tattoo from the guy that I had back at the mansion that I killed.
Mm-hmm.
Did the tattoo happen to look something like this? And I'm going to turn my phone around and show him the picture.
Oh, well, yeah. Where did you get that?
Three guys with those tattoos on the back of their neck broke into my house and stole something before I came down here.
Yeah.
I had to take care of one of them when he charged me.
Did you guys see that stink bug that just flew into my head? He's like laying there here. Stink bug.
Wow.
All right.
Them stink bugs.
Yeah. So, that is unusual. That's exactly like it. I mean, it certainly seemed that way, if I remember correctly. And that you said this was, whereabouts was this that you took this?
Massachusetts.
What the hell is going on?
What is going on here?
I've never heard of Massachusetts before.
It's
because
funny.
It's not a real place. I'm just stringing them along.
It's kind of funny. It's would you mind if I borrow this photo real quick?
Yeah, I can send it to you if you want.
No, just I need it right now. You mind?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Thank you. So he grabs your
Spike
phone.
his phone.
He's like looking at it, spooning some oatmeal in his face, and he walks around and he stops behind Roy, and he looks at the photo, and he looks at Roy's back of his neck, and back to the photo, and back to the neck. And
when I get uncomfortable.
You get very uncomfortable. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm sure it's nothing, but here you go, Mr. Williams. I appreciate it.
What's nothing?
I don't know.
No
just it's hard to tell from the photo. I mean, it's at an angle, you know, but God, it almost looks like those 2 dots on the back of your neck are points of the star in this photo.
Oh God, I'm not gonna be able to get into a Jewish cemetery anymore.
Sorry, Stingbug.
I'm not Jewish, but I wanted the option.
I'm sure it's nothing. Don't worry about it. You guys want some more coffee?
I could use some more coffee.
Here you go.
Hey, Doc, Roy, are either of you particularly good with computers? Anyone here?
I doubt it. If I am, it's really not like my character, but let me check.
What are your computer use skills? Oh,
I mean, I can try. I mean, I don't care.
I'm fluent in Word.
There isn't a computer. No, there is, but you have to write it in, and I didn't write it in. So.
I did not
so
either.
I was over there digging around in your little pamphlet stack over there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what tickled.
One, I know where we're going next, and I'm going to drop down the pamphlet for the swamp tour place. But more importantly, I found this buried at the back, and it looks a little familiar. And I'm going to drop down the faded one.
What is
The
that?
one where we can wrestle alligators?
I don't know, but if you ask me, it kind of looks like the drawing that Roy made a couple of times.
Oh,
I mean,
I haven't
it's really
seen this
faded.
drawing.
It's really faded, and you can't read much of the text. I mean, so you get a little of the drawing. Hey, Roy, you happen to have any friends back at the Bureau who'd be willing to do a little work on this? I know that there are people out there who could probably use, Photoshop or something to bring some of that text back. I'm just no good with computers.
I do. I have a guy, but I can't think of his name. Who is the guy who I went to the bar with?
Hey, gentlemen. I just saw Roy's sketch, and clearly that's the same place.
Oh.
That I know that pamphlet. We had a bunch, but they've been long gone. And that was a pamphlet for LaPlace Memorial Gardens,
Well,
the cemetery.
I guess I
Alright,
know
that's
where
cool,
we're
but
going
who was the
next.
guy?
Well, I was thinking it might have like an address on it. I mean, I can't really read any of the text.
Man, that was so long. You know what? The only person I could think of who might have any kind of idea is I check in with Rosita. I mean, she knows the swamp better than anybody around these parts. So.
That's the first pamphlet that you put down.
Yes, it is, Doc.
So
What about the alligator wrestling one?
We'll do that after, Roy.
Can we do that during?
We can do that later.
Look, we have to get the little kiddie pool, and we have to fill it up with mud first, and then we have to find an alligator, and possibly some Jello. I haven't decided yet.
Well, thank you so much for the oatmeal. It really hit the spot.
yeah, that's no problem at all. And let me just pack up some for you. And
You
take a
really
little bit on the
stock
way?
oatmeal, don't you?
I do.
Thanks for
Yeah.
staring at my neck, guy.
Just rub a little bit on the back of your neck, and it'll be all good. Gets rid of any dots.
What do you think he has? Chicken pox?
I thought he said it was mosquito bites.
I had chicken pox, so now I have the shingles virus, you insensitive prick.
Oh,
Should have got vaccinated.
too close to home.
When I was born, there was no vaccinations in 1950 or whatever.
Well, you boys keep me up to date on how things are panning out for you, and let me know if you find out anything about the bodies. That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, very strange.
Yep.
All right.
Here's your oatmeal to go.
Thank you so much again for everything.
All right. Well, my break's about up, so you boys have a good day now. Looks like we're getting into the late afternoon, early evening here, so be careful.
Thanks for that time check.
Sounds good. Why don't we go and see if we can speak with her in person and maybe make a reservation for tomorrow?
Stupid. We have such an obvious next course of action.
I have
Do we
very
even
limited
listen to that
time
guy?
to talk.
I mean, we have to go dig up that guy's corpse.
Oh, yes, that's true. We can do that under the cover of darkness, though.
That's true. We have to compare the tattoos. I mean, can we really trust that guy? He was eating
Nah,
oatmeal.
it was a little strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like rubbing my
I
neck
mean,
up and like,
obviously you have mosquito bites, and he said you had a huge tattoo. It was very bizarre.
So here's an idea. How about we go up to the swamp place first, and then tomorrow we can, I don't know, go find the county coroner's office or something. Roy, you can flash your badge around a bit and just not mention that you're suspended, and maybe they'll just look at the records of the body.
that is true. I
Oh,
haven't
I like
intimidated
that.
the crap out of anyone yet.
And both of you would know that the closest county coroners would be back in New Orleans.
Oh my!
Oh, we have a
you're
lot of
stupid,
time.
aren't
Who
you?
cares? Maybe we can find those guys that shot Jack again.
And as Roy thinks this to himself, that you've got all the time in the world, you do get a weird sensation up your back of your neck.
Sorry about that, Roy. I was just giving you a back rub.
Oh God, the moon is gonna crash into the earth if we don't figure this case out.
Dawn of the final day, 24 hours remain.
And as the three of you walk out of the travel center back to your car, we cut scene to Edgar Gotterout sitting in front of his computer, tapping his chin with a pencil and eraser, then using that pencil to plug in some numbers, and then looking very wisely at some probabilities, and then he sort of rubs the bridge of his nose and
That's just for the first horse race of the day. He's got a long list to work through.
shakes his head, and we fade out. So that's it.
Wow, that was a really weird scene.
That's another Thing reference. Come on, you guys. You guys got to watch a movie or something. All right, so you guys are in the parking lot of the travel center.
So, doesn't look like we're far from the swamp tour place if we want to just head up 51.
That sounds good to me. I get in and start the
Fine.
car.
Yeah, that's true. You're in Doc's car, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Checo.
Ooh, don't
Sit
say that
right
too
down
much.
here, Roy. Come on in.
All right, so
Have a seat.
the Doc drives down to a little shanty that says Cajun Pride Swamp Tours. And outside is a stuffed alligator, which is missing its front left arm or leg. And there's a chip out of the tail. So clearly this shellacked monstrosity has been around for a long time and probably posed for too many photos of kids clambering over it. And it's taken its toll. And you hear some banjo music coming from inside the shanty.
Oh God.
Paddle faster.
And you smell a very strange admixture of Cajun spices and
Weed.
wafting from
That
within.
there marijuana.
Special pot of 420 gumbo.
Oh my.
Dudes, I could confiscate that.
For us? For later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for later.
Nice. I'm going to go in the main door. Rosita!
And sure enough, Rosita is sitting next to a pickle barrel on a creaky-looking chair that only has 3 legs. And she's got it tipped halfway back onto a post. And you see that she is smoking a very large joint. And she looks up at you. She's like, "Well, hello there, doctor. You want
Rosita.
another tour?
Yeah, we
They
would.
like to
I
party.
actually brought a couple friends.
Ooh, let me see them friends.
Are you available this evening, or should we schedule for tomorrow?
What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
Boys,
And who's your
what is
friends?
your preference? Come on in. This is Roy Arroyo.
Ooh, he's a tall, long drink of water.
You're not too shabby yourself.
And she stands up, and she's about 7 feet tall.
What the
Oh.
fudge, Cracker?
And she walks up to you and just slaps you on the back, and she's like, "You are just one big guy."
I'll slap her back.
Nice. Ooh, God, you got some muscle in there. She gives you a couple fake punches to your gut.
Oh, I like this one.
You
We're
want to
gonna
hit
have
on this
fun.
one? You want a little hit of this?
Oh, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
take
I
it,
want
man.
some of it.
And what's your name, little one?
Dan Williams. Pleasure.
Ooh, that
Really?
sounds like some James Bond shit.
So I hear you're the one around here to go to for swamp tours.
Danny is not having any of it.
Well, if the doc told you anything, that's absolutely correct. I know these places like the back of my hand. And check it out. See my hand?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have the picture of the swamp tattooed back there, so
Oh, you're
I'm
right.
not-
Yep, there it is right there. Yep. Well, what are you boys looking to go to? You gonna want to look around for some snaky snakes, just like the doc here?
I think Dan has a place that he'd like to visit.
You can
I
look
hear,
around for
there's what was the Maripois Swamp? I'm
Yeah,
interested
that's
in.
what this place is called, Maripois Swamp. You
Um,
know it?
No, but
Do you have
I
any
hear
kin
that
around these
there is
parts?
a group of kind of creepy people that are reported to live in these here hills.
Ooh, there's all kinds of creepy people. I try to steer clear of them boys, unless I'm
you know-
buying something. You know what I'm saying?
You know any of them that happen to be really, really into snakes?
Ooh, well, yeah.
Oh God, what were they called? I have a hard time with this name. Who were they? The Gentry Blights or something like that.
Gentry Blast. No, I don't ring no bells.
Garden Fights? No.
Yeah.
Glacial Brights? No, that wasn't it either. Garnish Tights? No, that's. I'll figure it out eventually. I promise.
No, I mean, most of them swamp folk, they keep themselves, and I try to respect that a little bit.
Hey, do you know where the LaPlace Memorial Cemetery is located? I heard that got buried in the
what was
swamps.
it? It was a little for my time before I started up this business, but I think I do remember kind of where it is. I think we'd have to do a little searching around.
Well, I'm okay with that if you boys are.
I'm fine
yeah,
doing a little dirty work.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to take you first thing in the morning.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
I mean, it's getting a little late right now. You boys want a little bit of gumbo? I got some cooking right up here. Or you?
I want
let me
some.
guess. Edgar put too much oatmeal into it. Is that it?
No, I could eat some of your gumbo. It's so
All right,
good.
all right. Boys, you want some?
Oh, you know I do.
Oh yeah, I went and
Definitely.
caught up this gator myself, and I sliced and diced him.
And then stuffed him with what?
He's been cooking for 2 days.
These wusses wouldn't let me go gator hunting. So,
You gator hunt?
yeah, I'll hunt anything.
Oh boy, you and me are gonna have some fun tomorrow.
Hey, the Arroyo's got a saying.
I'll take
Short
you to my
girls
special
can't do
place.
nothing for you.
Yeah. We'll get some. We'll put a little couple chokeholds here and there. All right. Well, here's some gumbo, boys. And immediately
amazing.
upon the first taste, you can detect there's a little bit of weed in this. Gumbo. Just a little bit.
I'm so relaxed
This is my kind of place.
because we're all potheads here.
So I know what the doc's doing here, hunting them damn snakes or whatever. But what are you boys doing?
Coming after some people who
Oh,
stole something that used to belong to someone that I was.
yes, say.
Hoping
very
to
basic.
come hunt some people.
It wasn't your virginity, was it?
No. These guys, 3 guys, broke into my house and stole a small box of mine,
A box.
and I had to take care of one of them when he got a little too frisky, and he had a tattoo on the back of his neck. Looks something like this, and I'm going to show her the picture on my phone.
Well, that's odd. That's very. Is that like a cloud and lightning? What is that?
From what I've been able to deduce, I had a friend who unfortunately cannot be with us for the next 3 weeks,
2 weeks and 6 days.
something like that. We have to wait for his HP to come back above half before he can really.
Yeah. I got friends like those.
We're waiting for him to untick the major wound box on this character sheet. And he told me that it was a tattoo for some sort of cult that lived out here in this swamp.
That's very strange. Now, I have to admit, I've been token up here pretty much all day. You kind of lost me a little bit at the box. What's this box thing?
Just small black box.
Black,
held
like black, like obsidian.
It's something
Like
in that
space
color
rock?
range, you know. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it's weird. My great grandma, she would told me about a box like that once.
Really? I thought I had the only one.
It was weird because she had one in her curio cabinet for, God, I mean, all long as I knew her. I never knew what happened to her after she died, but I just thought it was an old chunk of some sort of, lava rock or something. But she thought it was precious. She kept it close by, locked up in that curio cabinet, and I don't know. She called it some sort of glatmanite or something like that. I don't know.
Wait, what'd she call it?
I don't know much about rocks or geology or nothing like that. I didn't go to school, but she said it was like a glatmanite. Is that like a stalactite or something?
Maybe, but I think you just named our cult. That sounds
Cult.
really familiar.
I don't know. That's the kind of
None of
rock
us
she
can
said it was.
confirm
So
this.
I know she kept muttering it under her breath all them years.
Where's her corpse?
No, you cannot dig up her corpse, Roy.
Shoot it, quick, shoot
If
it.
the lady
it's
says
funny,
I
I
can dig
don't-
up her corpse.
She probably down to St. John the Baptist. That's where she died about 15 years ago.
You hear about the bodies they found dug up out there?
Oh God, has Edgar been telling you them stories again?
Yeah. I mean, we have
it's-
oatmeal.
Yeah, I know gators, and they probably just dug them up and ate them. I mean, it's pretty, they don't bury them too deep down there in St. John because of all the swamps,
That makes sense.
Yeah. I wouldn't put no stock in what Edgar's got to say. He loves him some rumors, I'll tell you that much. I hope you guys didn't divulge anything to him.
Well,
I told him a little bit of everything, but it was probably Dan's fault.
Well, then you might as well get used to everybody in the county knowing it.
oh boy.
Yeah, well,
Suppose we're in trouble
Doc, you
now,
should know
boys.
that. I mean, Edgar,
I know,
told
but
you to
I
steer
can't
clear.
control other people.
I'm fine hanging out here until they're done.
Mm.
All right, well, it's getting kind of late, and you boys are. I've only got one more a joint, and I'm saving for tomorrow. So, and then I got to make me a run back to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
No, what are you saying?
But we'll meet up first thing in the morning, and
Okay.
we'll go from there. How's that
Great.
sound?
Sounds good.
6:30 a.m.
All right. Well, you boys drive safe now, and be careful of gators crossing the roads.
Ah,
Yeah, we have a terrible drive auto. You can't really dodge them, so you just kind of gotta
I'll
right
get out of
over
the
'em.
car and I'll shoot him.
All
for
right.
the
You boys
best.
have a good night. I'll see you first thing in the morning right here. Okay? Don't be late.
Will do.
Shut up.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
your
much.
All right. And she ushers you outside, and you can hear the banjo music going louder and louder. And we'll fade out there. All right. Do.
So I've done some research, and there's a glaring flaw in all of this. Like almost nobody's buried underground in Louisiana.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why the Gators got him.
Exactly.
Duh.
Exactly.
Cheesecake.
No.
All right. So let's continue on for just a couple minutes.
All right.
So you guys head back to the hotel, the Riverlands, and Igor is outside of the hotel as you pull up, and he's going, "Here, pussy, pussy, pussy. Here, pussy, pussy, pussy."
That is the incorrect way to get the attention of a hooker. Just so you know.
Oh, Mr. Williams, I didn't see you there. Would you be needing any blueberry tonight?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, okay. We do have some rooms available if you'd like to check in.
I'm already renting one of your rooms.
Oh, okay. Well, the maid should be here in a couple days, so don't worry about that.
Okay, I won't. Okay,
Excellent.
thanks.
Excellent. Here, pussy.
You
Here,
looking for
pussy.
your cat?
Oh, no. And he hides a fish hook on a line behind his back. No, I was just, looking for some fish.
Some fish. Okay.
Yes, that's why I have a fishing line and a hook.
Sure thing.
You leave them cats alone now, you hear me? We talked about this.
Doctor, no, it's just I'm hungry.
I told you I could bring you some food.
Okay.
I mean, you have plenty of blueberry.
Did you bring me some snakes?
I did.
Oh, okay. Let's meet me around back. All right, you boys have a good night now.
Bye, PD.
I'm going to go to my trunk and get out a small black mamba. And bring it over to him.
You're finding black mamba in Louisiana.
And bring it over to him.
He's like, he looks at you and he's like,
it is geographically incorrect.
Doctor, that's a jumper cable.
Yeah, no, it's a snake.
Oh, okay. And he takes the jumper cable from your hands.
You have a good night, you hear?
All right. Yes. Okay. Good night.
Stay away from the cats.
All right. And as you go inside and walk down the hallway to your room, you hear outside faintly, here, pussy.
If you can find it somewhere else for cheaper.
All right. So the night passes actually without incident. You all get good night's sleep. And then dawn arrives. Delta Dawn, what's that?
What's Dawn doing here? I thought we left her back in Texas.
Dish detergent land.
Wait, didn't she hang herself? What is she doing?
Oh, shit. So you wake up in the morning and you see that, oddly enough, Igor is nowhere to be found in the lobby, but on the buffet breakfast, there is
blueberry,
corned beef hash, and scrambled eggs, and bacon, and French toast, and grits. All steaming in trays.
Boys, it's time for breakfast. Let's eat up.
And I'll charge in and to start eating everything I possibly can.
Hey, Danny, come here. Don't tell him, but we ground up the blueberry and everything.
Nice.
And I'll immediately vomit because I can taste the blueberry.
And sure enough, actually, everything, including the eggs, tastes exactly like blueberry.
I'll immediately throw up everywhere.
Completely fabricated from blueberry.
I'm gonna just have me some blueberry bacon.
It tastes like blueberry.
I'm gonna pile up a little of everything, including the cat hash.
Here, pussy.
The cat was made of blueberry.
So after a few minutes, it's pretty clear that Roy's unhappy.
Meals.
And
all right, can we get going to see that girl? I know she's waiting for us.
Girl.
Rosita, yeah, we should probably head that way. Who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and find that cemetery. At this point, it's the only lead we have towards whatever it is going on.
All right, I say let's do it. I got my belly's full.
All right, so you pile into the Doc's car and head on up to Cajun Pride Swamp Tours. And
on our way there, I want to type out an email to Evie back in Arkham. I know that for a while she dated the geology professor. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know, I was going to send her an email, see if she couldn't get me some information on galapmanite, and since we think it's a kind of rock.
Okay.
See if she can't get me some basic information on it, what it looks like, where it comes from, uses, that kind of thing.
Like.
Okay. Great.
It's full of blueberry.
All right.
Galapmanite. Everything is blueberry.
I hate life.
All right, so you send off a message to Evie while Doctor drives you guys up to this Cajun Pride Swamp Tours. You arrive, and Rosita is standing outside with all her gear, and she ushers you to the little channel that's just outside, and you all pile into a skiff and zoom on up, and on the way, she lights up.
A spliff on the skiff.
A spliff on the skiff, baby. And she basically heads north into the swamps. And we'll go ahead. Oh, there goes Gaby. We'll go ahead and switch the map.
Oh, my.
To the Marapa Swamp. All right.
Wow, it's
So
huge.
this gives you just a quick overview of the swamp and how massive it is.
It's huge.
Yep. And so basically, you can see 55 over here on the right-hand side, and that's kind of where you come in. And then once you get into the green area, so basically you enter right about there to the southeast. And she takes you northward along this river.
The river?
Yep, basically just taking you up and in to the swamp. And once you enter into the green swamp, then there are no known or plotted smaller tributaries. You can see some of the bigger ones here. But essentially you're just kind of mucking through some low-lying grasses that have water in them, that sort of thing. While you're en route, the Evie does send Dan an immediate response. And Dan, the message back from Evie says, "What are you talking about, Dan? Glatmanites, there's no such thing. That's a very arcane term for a certain cult that was prevalent in the southern states, known to worship snakes." So that's what her text message says back.
Okay. Well, turns out Glatmanite is not a kind of rock. Just like we thought, Evie says it's an old term for a cult that used to live around here that worships snakes.
Interesting.
And as you say that, Rosita turns around. She's like, "No, you say it's not rock?"
No, it's
I must have misunderstood my grandma.
really old term for a cult that was prevalent in this area way back.
A cult, you say? Well, there we go again. That's cults 2 days in a row. Very weird. Well, you boys are gonna really appreciate this. I think I did discover some old maps that my grandma had, and she knew exactly where this LaPlace Memorial Cemetery was. So I'm thinking if we head out in that general direction, we're going to head out straight westward, just to the south of the swamps, and hopefully come upon it. So keep an eyeball out for some gators and also snakes. We have plenty of snakes around here. So
yes, they
be
do.
careful.
I love
Just
it.
mind your hands. Don't put them in the water, please. And
Roy,
keep all your appendages inside, please. Especially that one, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm not keeping them to myself.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's all right. You do you. And she stands at the very front of the skiff. Just sort of, she has like what appears to be some sort of remote control for the engine. And it's a little handheld gadget that's sort of wired all the way back. And so she stands up front and weaves in and out of the swamplands. And pretty soon, the skiff sort of runs aground. And she says, "All right, boys, hang on now. It looks like we're getting close. So grab the sides of the skiff, please, if you would mind. Grab the sides of the boat and brace yourselves. And I'm going to need each of you to make a dexterity roll."
Oh, shit.
Oh, good. I've rolled so well today.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 12. That is an extremely dexterous success.
Well, I'm a feeble old man with no voice, and I needed an 89. I rolled a 40.
That's the
Other way
other
around. You needed a 40 and you rolled an 89.
I needed a 40 and I rolled an 89. I'm a little
And I
under
needed
the
a
weather.
50 and I rolled a 31.
Very nice. So we'll say with Dan's extreme success that he is able to grasp onto the poor frail doctor before, as you run around, before the doctor can be hurled over the edge. So you're saved by his extreme success roll.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you.
And Rosita kind of looks back at you languidly. She says, Doc, I told you many times, you got to keep hold of yourself. I'm not going to be able to take you out here if you're just going to keep on with your antics.
I know. I just get it. I'm in wonder by this beautiful place.
All right.
Hey, Rosie.
Yes, sir.
Can I maybe get a hit of some of that stuff?
Absolutely. Here you go, boy.
And I'll
Knock
take a
yourself out.
really big hit.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah, feel that go down in your lungs.
Suck it,
You might
baby.
need it because this is about as far as I can go. Now, what I understand and when I check my grandma's maps, basically you just want to go right up that little path. You see there? You can see like just a little bit of crumbling gravel. That was the old path that led up to the cemetery. Just follow that along, and you'll come to the entrance shortly.
Sure you don't want to come with us?
No, I got to keep hold of my skiff, but you boys, you got my phone number, right? You found it on my pamphlet, Mr. Williams?
Yeah,
All right.
I still have
So
the pamphlet.
I'm just going to hang out right here, and you come on back when you're done. And, we got all day to be out here, so don't, go feel free to take your time. And if you need anything, just give me a buzz, and hopefully we got some signal out here. That's kind of touchy in the swamp, but... I think I got 1 or 2 bars, so don't you worry none. And if I don't hear back from you about around 4 o'clock, then I'll come get you. And if I don't see you, then I'm gonna have to ask for backup. So try not to loiter too much. Just get your business done. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You guys ready to do some swamp walking?
Absolutely. Will you do me a favor, boys, as you're going? Keep an eye for snakes for me.
You got it. I'll...
Zip. And as the three of you jump overboard onto the gravel, Rosita just sort of lays back in the skiff and puts a hat over her head and smokes her spliff. And the smoke wafts up in the air as you trudge along the old path. All right. So where you ran aground was right about here. You can see there's like a little bit of an inlet there that indicates that there's more solid ground in that neck of the woods. And you can see that there is indeed with someone had nature or tracking, didn't they?
I have Natural World.
Natural World's awesome. And I think, was it Dan who had maybe some good tracking?
No, I had Desert Survival.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Which is no help here.
Yeah,
so.
Probably not a whole lot of help. But so we'll say with Roy's Natural World, give me a time check.
Jack was the one who had the tracking skill, wasn't it?
Well, I do have 40 in tracking, if that helps.
That's fine. I think between the three of you, it's not that hidden or anything. But you can clearly tell that underneath the overgrowth and the encroaching swamp that sure enough there was an old road underneath there that at some point had been swallowed by the swamplands back the way you came. Probably had led south towards where the old highway is. And then so the cemetery was there at some point. So basically, as you trudge along, you can see just ahead there's a bit of heavy underbrush that parts slightly to reveal a bent, rusty, wrought iron gate that has partially collapsed. Its hinges hanging loosely from a crumbling archway over which you can just make out the faded, chiseled words, LaPlace Memorial Cemetery.
I do dare to say that we have arrived, boys.
What can I say other than you're welcome?
So, Roy, why don't you pull out that drawing real quick and we can double check to make sure we're in the right place here.
Okay. I'll pull out the drawing and show it to the boys.
Okay. And as you do so, you're not into the cemetery yet, so you're just at the entrance of the gate.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that church type building. So do we have to? Can we just like walk through the gate since it's partially collapsed, or do we have to like push it open? Or
you could push it open just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to the gate, push it open, and kind of squeeze on through.
Okay. You squeeze on through. I assume the other two follow?
Yep, I'm following right behind.
Okay. All right. Well, beyond the gate is a road cracked from the upheaval of strange-looking weeds leading towards a structure that might be a church.
Oh, we figured out where Reed is getting her supply.
To the northwest is a sprawling graveyard. Tombstones and mausoleums poking upward through the overgrown vegetation like broken, rotted teeth. There is a pall in the air, an absence of birdsong, just the susurrating breeze and rustle of untamed plant life. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the map.
Map.
Ooh.
And here is where you came in, to the far east.
And it looks like it's surrounded by lawn clippings.
And as you... Exactly. So that I could obscure other parts of the map that I stole. So as you look down at the sketch that Roy drew, you can see that it is an exact match.
Well, I'll
for
be damned.
what he drew. And as you make this revelation, the gate behind you collapses to the ground with a loud clatter.
Damn it, Roy.
I didn't do nothing,
Why
man.
did you shoot the gate?
Yeah, the gate was not doing anything to you. There was no need to use a fire on it.
Stop resisting.
And gentlemen, tune in next time for more of Chapter 6, The Big Uneasy.
I'll have a voice then.
No,
I hope so.
because we're recording in 10 minutes from now.
Oh.
All right, now it's time for recommendos. Let's launch into it. And we will start with Brian since he's losing his voice.
Yes. My recommendo is Requiem on Netflix. I'm not going to give you much detail, but it's kind of like Blair Witch meets The Lady in Black, with a little bit of supernatural mixed in there, ghosts and stuff. So check it out. It's Requiem on Netflix, British TV show, so they're always good.
That's racist.
Yes, you are.
I didn't do nothing.
We gotta stay
Shooting the
again.
gate. You're shooting the gate. You're
I
racist.
didn't actually shoot it for once.
In his defense, the gate was black.
Matt Zealish.
Not good.
Wrought
not
iron.
Good. Not good.
Matt Zealish.
Not good.
We are in Louisiana.
All right. Quick pause. I'm trying to remember if Brian recommended Requiem last time. Do you guys
Oh, I
remember?
just told you about it.
Okay. Good. Okay. So I make sure I knew
Maybe
it
if he wrote it down.
sounded
Watch
really
it, 'cause
super
we don't watch
familiar.
TV shows, remember?
Got it. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to Gabe.
Ha, screw you, Matt. I'm recommending a video game.
Oh.
So the game is called, it's probably the best name for a video game I've ever heard. It's The Sexy Brutale.
Ah, good game.
Yeah. You're at like a ball, not that kind. like a fancy ball, and you're playing a guy and you have control over time and like semi-control, like you can restart the day, and that's what you're doing. You're restarting the day while you're trying to solve a series of murders that's going on in the house and prevent them. And every time when you reach a certain time, the day restarts, and you have to keep trying until you can eventually prevent the murders. Well, you're exploring different rooms and discovering different parts of the house and piecing together the murder to try and figure out how they died and how to stop it. And every time you prevent a death, it's a masquerade ball, so you can claim their mask, and it gives you a power that allows you to access more of the house to prevent more deaths. So it's really cool. The music alone is some of the best I've ever heard, and as a band geek, soundtracks in games are very important to me.
What's the style of the game? Is it like table? Is it first person, third person?
It's like third person. It's like animated third person, where
Okay.
you're
I mean, I wouldn't quite
sort of
call
like
it isometric, but it's like in that
It
almost
sounds-
like in that
it sounds
top down
familiar.
ish.
it's almost top down, but not quite.
Oh, okay.
And
I-
you
yeah.
can peek through doors and the keyholes, and
Mm-hmm.
oh, and also throughout the game there's I don't know exactly. It's like a spirit that's chasing you, and they're not spirits. They're the workers in the house that are causing the murders, and you can't get caught by them.
Time wraiths.
Yeah, time wraiths. Yeah.
Time bandits.
So that's the sexy brutale.
Sweet. That sounds
Cool.
pretty awesome. I'll try
Yeah,
that.
I want to try it.
All right.
Yeah, it's not hard to get into.
Is that for Xbox or PC or
It is out across
all
all
platforms?
Mm.
Very nice.
Yes,
Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure.
It
I know
is.
I own it on PC, so
it's on
Oh,
PC,
okay.
Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo's.
that's what I thought.
Nice. All right, Matthew, how about you?
Oh, screw you, Gabe, because I'm going to recommend a TV show.
Well, screw
A
you.
wrestling TV show.
Screw you, yeah, or it's wrestling. I'm recommending a TV show called Blind Spot. It's currently in its third season at this point, I believe. It's a show about a woman who shows up in a duffel bag in the middle of Times Square in New York, covered head to toe in tattoos. She doesn't remember who she is, where she came from, or where she got the tattoos from. But when the FBI get involved investigating this, they realize that every single tattoo on her body is a clue to either a crime or a conspiracy or something that is going on or is about to happen. And every time they follow one of these tattoos, they end up solving these crimes and saving people. And along the way, it's not only them trying to decode the tattoos, but it's the Jane Doe, the woman's struggle to figure out who she is, who did this to her, why they did it. And they do some really, really great story layering in terms of giving each of the characters on the team and some of the other people their own individual storylines that all flow really well together.
Very
What was that
cool.
again?
Blind Spot.
Blind Spot. Okay. Is that on
Reverse
Netflix, you said?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu. Okay. Got it.
Who?
Cool. Lou?
Lou.
Lou.
Oh.
Who's Lou?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Who's on first? Lou. All right. My recommendo for tonight is Document of the Dead. 1985, question mark. Directed by Roy Frumkes. It's a documentary about George Romero's body of work as it relates to the Dead movies. So it basically looks at Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, and I can't remember what the Diary of the Dead, which I hated, and the very last one, which I can't remember what it is, but it was pretty good actually. It's a fascinating look, inside look at his sophisticated shooting and editing techniques, George Romero's, but also his business savvy after the Night debacle when they lost the rights to the copyright to the of the original movie, and just basically how committed George Romero was to his work, how intensely committed he was to his philosophical approach to the material, and inevitably his sense of humor, which I think bleeds through things like Creepshow and even Monkey Shines to a certain degree. But it has fantastic behind-the-scenes outtakes from a lot of the Dead movies. And, of course, this is a bittersweet documentary because he died last July.
Yeah.
And it was just really nice to be able to go back and look at and appreciate a bunch of his different works. They even go into Martin and some of his other lesser-known. The Dark Half was a good one, too, but I don't think they did much on that. It basically focuses on the Dead movies, and it's just a really quick, like 90-minute documentary, and just really kind of fun to spend a little bit more time with George Romero now that he's gone. So, Document of the Dead. I watched it on Shudder, but you can probably see it on Amazon too. I think I saw it pop up on there. All right, guys.
Very cool.
That is going to do it for this episode of Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Music's Podbean, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. Meanwhile, you can find us at the Lovecraft Tapes with links to all our recommendos and social media channels, including Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and our Discord server where you can chat with us in real time. You can find me on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes.
And if anybody knows where I can hire some replacement people to help me with this investigation, let me know on Twitter at The Real Weird Kid.
And if you're a 7-foot tall lady, you can find me at Lovecraft Gabe.
And if someone can help me find my voice, you could let me know where it's at Brian Podcasts.
Until next time, roll for sanity, Roy.
Sorry, Grace.
All right. That's going to do it.